Pakistan's military finds itself at a critical juncture, facing a challenge that could redefine its future. A recent report has sent shockwaves through the nation, revealing a severe ammunition shortage that casts a long shadow over the country's defense capabilities. This shortage is not just a logistical issue, but a strategic one, affecting the very core of national security. This crisis, if left unaddressed, could cripple Pakistan's ability to defend its borders and uphold its national security interests. The soldiers on the front lines, who rely on a steady supply of ammunition, may find themselves in precarious situations. The report paints a grim picture, suggesting that Pakistan's current ammunition reserves could sustain a high-intensity conflict for a mere 4 days. This stark reality underscores the urgency of addressing the supply chain issues and ramping up production. This revelation has sparked widespread concern and debate within Pakistan and beyond. Lawmakers, military experts, and the general public are all grappling with the implications of this shortage. The implications of such a shortage are far-reaching, potentially undermining the country's military doctrine, strategic posture, and overall stability. Military strategists are now tasked with reassessing their plans and finding ways to mitigate the risks. This essay delves into the multifaceted dimensions of Pakistan's ammunition crisis, examining its causes, consequences, and potential solutions. From logistical bottlenecks to financial constraints, the factors contributing to this crisis are complex and interwoven. The gravity of the situation cannot be overstated. High-ranking officials are now in continuous meetings trying to devise strategies to overcome this critical shortage. A nation's military strength rests not only on the size of its armed forces, but also on its ability to equip and sustain them in times of conflict. The morale of the troops and the confidence of the nation are at stake. A shortage of ammunition, the lifeblood of any military operation, strikes at the very heart of a nation's defense apparatus. Addressing this crisis is not just about replenishing stockpiles, but ensuring the future readiness and resilience of Pakistan's military forces. The ammunition shortage plaguing the Pakistani military is not limited to a single type of ordnance, but encompasses a wide range of essential supplies. Artillery shells, particularly the critical 155mm rounds used by M109 howitzers, are in critically short supply. These howitzers form the backbone of Pakistan's artillery forces, providing long-range firepower and support to ground troops. Similarly, the stockpiles of 122mm rockets used by BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launchers are dwindling at an alarming rate. These rocket launchers play a vital role in saturation bombardments, capable of delivering a devastating volume of fire over a wide area. The shortage of these key munitions undermines Pakistan's ability to mount an effective offensive or defensive operation, severely limiting its military options. The depletion of these vital munitions can be attributed to a confluence of factors, both internal and external. Understanding these factors is crucial to comprehending the severity of the crisis and formulating effective solutions.
One of the primary contributors to Pakistan's ammunition shortage is its alleged involvement in arms deals with Ukraine. These deals have been a topic of much debate and speculation, with various sources pointing to a significant transfer of military supplies from Pakistan to Ukraine. Since the outbreak of the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, there have been reports of Pakistan supplying Ukraine with much-needed military hardware, including artillery ammunition. This support has been crucial for Ukraine, which has been in dire need of resources to sustain its defense efforts against Russian advances. While these deals may have provided Pakistan with much-needed financial gains, they have come at the cost of depleting its own war reserves. The financial transactions involved in these arms deals have been substantial, offering a temporary economic boost to Pakistan's economy. The diversion of critical 155mm artillery shells and other munitions to Ukraine has created a significant void in Pakistan's own stockpiles. This has led to a situation where Pakistan's military is facing a shortage of essential ammunition, which could have serious implications for its defense capabilities. The exact extent of these arms transfers remains shrouded in secrecy, but social media posts and expert analyses suggest that the quantities involved are substantial. Analysts have been poring over data and confidential documents to piece together the full picture of these transactions. This depletion of critical munitions has raised serious concerns within Pakistan's military establishment as it directly impacts their operational readiness and ability to respond to potential threats. Military officials are increasingly worried about the country's preparedness in the face of escalating regional tensions. While the financial benefits of these arms deals cannot be ignored, they have come at a significant cost to Pakistan's own security. The trade-off between immediate financial gain and long-term security risks is a delicate balance that Pakistan must navigate carefully. The depletion of ammunition reserves has left the country vulnerable and ill-prepared to face a high-intensity conflict. This vulnerability could be exploited by adversaries, putting Pakistan in a precarious position on the global stage.
Compounding the challenges posed by arms deals with Ukraine, Pakistan also faces significant hurdles in replenishing its depleted ammunition stocks due to limitations in its domestic ordnance production capabilities. The Pakistan Ordnance factories, responsible for manufacturing a wide range of arms and ammunition for the Pakistani military, has struggled to keep pace with the increasing demand and evolving technological requirements. Outdated machinery, technological constraints, and a lack of investment have hampered POF's ability to produce sufficient quantities of high-quality ammunition. The factory's aging infrastructure and reliance on outdated technology result in low production rates and an inability to meet the demands of modern warfare. This has created a significant bottleneck in Pakistan's efforts to replenish its ammunition reserves, further exacerbating the existing shortage. Addressing the shortcomings in Pakistan's domestic ordnance industry is crucial for mitigating the ammunition crisis. Modernization of facilities, adoption of advanced technologies, and increased investment in research and development are essential steps towards ensuring a reliable and self-sufficient supply of ammunition for the Pakistani military.
Section 5. Impact on military doctrine. A shift in strategy. The ongoing ammunition shortage has profound implications for Pakistan's military doctrine, which has long been centered around the concept of offensive defense. This doctrine, which has been a cornerstone of Pakistan's military strategy for decades, emphasizes the need to take the fight to the enemy, leveraging speed and firepower to neutralize threats before they can fully materialize. This doctrine relies heavily on the use of armored units and artillery to counter India's numerical superiority in conventional warfare. The idea is to use these powerful units to create a buffer, slowing down or halting enemy advances while inflicting significant damage. However, this strategy is heavily dependent on a steady supply of ammunition to keep these units operational and effective. However, the lack of sufficient ammunition undermines Pakistan's ability to effectively execute this doctrine, potentially forcing a shift in its strategic posture. Without the necessary firepower, the armored units and artillery become less of a deterrent and more of a liability, unable to perform their intended roles on the battlefield. The shortage of artillery shells, particularly for the M109 howitzers, severely limits Pakistan's ability to provide effective fire support to its ground troops and engage enemy formations from afar. These howitzers are crucial for long-range bombardment, and without adequate ammunition, their effectiveness is drastically reduced. Similarly, the dwindling stockpiles of 122mm rockets for BM-21 Grad systems weaken Pakistan's capacity to conduct saturation bombardments, a key element of its offensive doctrine. These rocket systems are designed to deliver a massive volume of firepower in a short period, overwhelming enemy defenses and creating opportunities for ground forces to advance. This situation has sparked debate within Pakistan's military and strategic circles about the viability of maintaining its current doctrine in the face of such limitations. Military leaders and strategists are now faced with the challenge of reassessing their approach and considering alternative strategies that can compensate for the ammunition shortfall. Some argue for a shift towards a more defensive posture, focusing on fortifying positions and improving defensive capabilities. Others advocate for prioritizing the development of alternative capabilities, such as missile technology and asymmetric warfare tactics, which could provide new ways to counterbalance the conventional disadvantages posed by the ammunition shortage. The debate continues as Pakistan seeks to adapt its military strategy to the evolving realities on the ground.
The military has issued a series of warnings, emphasizing the increasing threat They stress that without immediate action, the situation could spiral out of control. It's not just a matter of national security, but also a regional concern. The potential for escalation is very real, and the consequences could be devastating.
On the ground, the tension is palpable. Local communities are feeling the heat, both literally and figuratively. The rhetoric from all sides is only adding fuel to the fire. People are scared, and the uncertainty is making everyday life incredibly challenging. The fear of the unknown is a constant companion for many here.
Time is of the essence. The window for a peaceful resolution is closing fast. Every moment counts as diplomatic channels work tirelessly to find common ground. There's a sense of urgency, a race against the clock to prevent further escalation. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the pressure is mounting on all parties involved.
As the situation evolves, a new front is emerging. International players are now stepping in, each with their own interests and agendas. The global perspective is shifting, and the implications are far-reaching. It's becoming increasingly clear that this is not just a regional issue, but one that could have global repercussions. The world is watching closely, and the next moves will be crucial.